We're back, and we're playing The Elder Scrolls Online. We're here with Ash and Bash. It's your best buddy. It's your best boy, and we're doing some dungeons. What dungeon? Which dungeon? Who knows? Not a random one, though. Not that one either. Okay, I gotta go down. This one. I think that's the one we're on. That's where we left. Hey, everybody, it's your best... I'm just kidding. That's where we left it, though. Somewhere around there. I cannot believe how slow it takes when I start recording to get a freaking video. Okay, so I'm gonna cut to getting into the dungeon. Hey, we're here, we're going good. Oh, nice and quick. Oh yeah, that didn't take long. This game's dying, isn't it, man? Oh, what a great choice to make a Let's Play series on, man. Oh man. I got that business sense, tell you what. Tell you what, I got that business sense. I got so much business sense I leave my chat running while I'm doing the Let's Play. Alright, but anyways. No, I'm smart. This is on purpose. This is all on purpose. It's all part of my grand design. It's all part of my grand design. But anyways. We're here. We're back. We're leveling. We're gonna make it. Level 50. And then once there, I don't know. Maybe we'll go into Cyrodiil finally. Who knows? Or maybe before. I don't know yet. Cyrodiil, I don't know, man. I don't know how good the Cyrodiil gameplay might look, you know? Because, like, it's a lot of running around. And it's hard to sit here for so long and talk about nothing. See? See that silence? It's impossible. Man, YouTubers, they're crazy. I don't know how people can do it. It's ridiculous. They always have, like, a topic up their sleeve or something. I guess if I wanted to do like any prior planning before recording a video, that might help me out, but I go in these blind, and sometimes it just gets all screwed up. But right now we're doing okay. We're going. We're getting the skills. We're getting the kills. We're continuing the legend. That's what we're doing, and you're here for it. You're here every step of the way. I know you are. I know you haven't missed a single video. My single viewer. Not a single one. And I appreciate that. I can always rely on you. Hey, here's a shout out to you, single viewer. Here's a shout out to you. Alright. Here's something to talk about. So, there's a little bit of Elder Scrolls lore, I think. Aren't like, we're in a Wood Elf place, right? And I guess I'm also playing the Wood Elf. Aren't they carnivores? Like, strictly carnivores? Because they have that green pack thing where they're not allowed to, like, harm any wooden thing ever. Or the green accord or something like that. So they just eat meat, so I guess that's good for their biology and stuff like that, but it makes you think about, like, real life and carnivores that exist in real life. Because they also just allegedly all eat meat. But I have seen dogs eat grass before, so who knows how true that is. Now people are going to be like, oh, hey, Ben, hey, you stupid. Dogs are omnivores that lean towards carnivore. So, alright, jeez, man, you don't have to yell at me. I don't know these things. I mean, I always think of dogs as carnivores. Cats are carnivores, right? Cats are carnivores, but they eat grass. I mean, I know it's mostly for upset stomachs and stuff like that, but they still do it. Uh-oh. You can't get nothing by me. I've seen them kitties eat grass. They also eat... Dogs also eat poop. Is that considered a meat? You know? So, okay, so maybe dogs aren't the best example for this. But what about a polar bear? A polar bear. They eat seals, right? No, but bears are like omnivores, aren't they? Never mind, wait a second. Bears eat, like, berries and honey and stuff. Like, if Winnie the Pooh is anything to go off of. So that makes them omnivores. But I think I've have been told, like I read, right? I've been told that polar bears, since they live in the Arctic, where there's not much berries that grow. They're one of the only strictly carnivore bears. Or the only strictly carnivore bear. Right? Is that how the world works? Because they eat seals and stuff. They're meat eaters. So, what is required for the biology of an animal that eats just meat? What's the difference between that animal and an animal that can eat just that does omnivores? Because like I'm pretty sure that any animal that is an omnivore could survive strictly off of a vegetarian diet. I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know. Bears are pretty big. They would have to eat a lot of grass or a lot of berries or whatever they eat. That's makes them omnivores. But what's different about the biologies? Because people, humans, they can't just eat meat. There's people that do, but they have to limit it to like a week. They do like the strict carnivore diet, but they can only do it for like a week. And anybody who tells you that they've been eating a carnivore diet for plus so many years, they're probably either lying to you or they're using so many like vitamins and just jeez, what's the word? Like pills that like give them the rest of the nutrition they need. If they didn't have those pills, they would not be able to survive off that diet. So, you know, like if you're going to eat those pills, does that mean your diet is strictly carnivore, or is it like carnivore plus pills? You know, is that how it goes? Is that how it works? I don't know. But like the biology, so can animals like that just get more protein? Like, do they just get more out of the protein in their diet and stuff? Or how different is that to an animal? But I also did see something very interesting where, kind of related to like animals that are strictly carnivores, that most animals that are considered herbivores are also like opportunistic carnivores. Because there have been like documented cases of deer, you know, like a deer, doe, stag, you know, that type of deer, obviously. But where they've eaten meat. They eat meat. So, like, first of all, that deer's got to be in a bad way, because, like, there's trees all around it, first of all. There's trees all around it. So, like, why does it not eat the leaves, though? Maybe they're not the healthy leaves. But then there's, like, a picture. I've seen a picture of a deer with, like, a bunny in its mouth. Like a dead rabbit hanging from its jaws. In SFW, by the way, dead rabbits. But I guess you could argue that it's like not eating the deer, but there still are documentation. There still is documentation of deer eating meat when they need to. Like, I guess maybe in the middle of winter or something. Maybe the picture I saw was in winter. I can't remember. All I remember is just a rabbit just hanging out of its mouth. Yeah, so funny, right? But yeah, that's just something interesting. Like, the world comes crumbling down when you see stuff like that. Because in elementary school, you know, 3rd grade, 2nd grade, you're taught by the teacher that every animal, like, fits in these very nice, perfect niches, however you pronounce it. And that's just the way the world works. There's omnivores, there's carnivores, and there's herbivores. And herbivores are herbivores, and carnivores are carnivores. But is that really the case? There's little intermingling, diet intermingling going on there. As far as my layman mind is concerned, because I'm not a biologist. I'll let the biologists in the chat, all of them. Maybe my one viewer is a biologist, who knows. Are you a biologist? My single viewer? Maybe. Let me know how it works. Let me know how it works, or send me like the Google link that tells me how it works, because I know some people have an aversion to explaining things to stupid people, because they're just like, just look it up, It's like, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. I guess I do know where to start. I could just go to Google. Ooh.
I'm beside myself. You truly.
All right, if y'all care about lore,
I didn't expect our little
like,
friends there.
look it up.
I stand corrected.
Look it up. Look it up. If you want to hear the cutscene, look it up. But there's one dungeon. We got time for one more. That one's pretty quick. What's the next one? Depending on what the next one is, I guess. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty short video. But I'll see you there. Bam. Well, all right. We're back to our next dungeon. And I was talking about diets of various animals. The most interesting of topics. I suppose if you're a biologist, like my one viewer is, then yeah, probably. Oh, that's not what I want to do. No! But yeah, so like back to Wood Elves about it. You know, they're not allowed to like do anything. Gosh. They're not allowed to do anything to hurt trees. According to like their religion or whatever. If they're like a true Wood Elf, I'm sure there are some Wood Elves that were born in, I don't know, High Rock, that are like, F the trees, kill the trees, kill all the trees. I don't care, I don't care. I need shields, I need shields. Make me a shield. Kill the trees. And then Lord Lorax shows up and starts talking shit. But anyways, what was I? Oh yeah, carnivores and stuff. No, I don't think it had a point. I think it was just talking. What about him? So vegans. That's not. You know, how I conversation. How do I conversation? No. Especially when there's only one person talking. What was that? I don't know if you heard that, but there's like a car outside making weird noise. But so vegans, like, so vegan is like a lifestyle more than a diet, right? So they don't eat meat, but they also don't use items that also are taken from animals, because the idea is that animals can't consent, so they don't want to take advantage of them or something like that. I'm not a vegan, so I'm not exactly sure the philosophy behind it, but they don't wear leather, you know, because they had to kill an animal to wear leather, and they don't use honey because then it like takes advantage of bees and all that stuff, you know, so you get the picture. So I'm just curious, and this isn't like a gotcha moment or anything like that. This is a stupid argument, but like, what about the trees though, bro? What about the trees? Well, the trees can't consent, and you're just murdering all the trees you can, man. What about all those oh, what do they make tofu out of? Tofu beans. That's not how you make tofu, but I can't remember the name of the beans, so they're tofu beans. What about the tofu bean, though? The tofu bean plant. You're just going to walk up on that plant and just decide that it's food now. How dare you? You don't speak for that plant. That plant speaks for itself, just because you can't understand that language. But like I said, it's not a good point. Like, I'm not even being sarcastic. This is a stupid point. And it just doesn't make any sense. But, well, I mean, it doesn't make that much sense, but you could make the point, I guess, if you wanted to. If you really like your steaks, you can yell at the vegans for that reason, if you want. But then it just comes down to the philosophical question of, like, are there higher life forms? Is there a higher life form and a lower life form? Because a tree is definitely a life form. Fungi, you know? Is it a higher life form than humanity or a lower life form than humanity? You know, is humanity the pinnacle? I mean, if you ask an evolutionary biologist or something, like, probably not, because that's not how evolution works, you know? I've heard some people say, they make the incorrect statement that evolution is the process of animals becoming more human-like. And that's not what evolution is. Evolution has no end goal, you know? It's just survival of the fittest, literally. That's all it is. They're not trying to be humans. They're just trying to... Well, first of all, they're not trying to do anything, so... It's just creatures existing, and if some of the creatures exist better than others, then that creature, you know, moves on and that over and over again ad infinitum, and there's evolution for it. But I don't like this boss. I don't think I can taunt him conventionally like another type of boss. But yeah, so like life forms. If you ask an evolutionary biologist, like, they won't. I would imagine that they would tell you that there is no highest life form or high or low life forms. There's just life, right? Because what is even the spectrum of what are you measuring against? You can't use humanity because humanity isn't the end all of evolution. It's not the end all of life. So again, are there higher life forms and lower life forms? If there are low life forms and high life forms, I guess, does that mean that a higher life form could be considered a life form that thinks, and a lower life form is one that does not? Is thought the separator of the types of life? I'm not a philosopher, if you can tell. I'm not anything. I always talk about things that are outside of my expertise, but that's because I don't have an expertise, so I have no chair to sit in, so to speak. There's no chair for me, so I just have to like sit in the corner of the room and be like, well, what about this? What about this thought? Have you ever thought about this, perhaps? And then the people that are qualified are like, yes, we have. You're so... you idiot. This question has been answered 10 years ago, 100 years ago, 50,000 years ago by primitive man. And then I say, oh, is that what all those hands on the cave walls was about? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, oh, I thought they were just hands. I thought they were just hands. I'm sorry. And they just tell me off because no, obviously it's not just hands. It's. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the hands on the cave walls, some of the earliest forms of like self-expression. But yeah, high and low life forms. So explain that, vegans. You must believe in high and low life forms, but well, I'm not gonna. Never mind. I was just gonna say, since plants don't think, squeaky chair. Since plants can't think, then that makes them a lower life form than like animals that can think, or entities. Not entities. I can't say entities because like, can a robot think? Does that make a robot a higher life form? I'm sure the robots listening to this would think so. Also, robots, if you're watching, whoa, hey, what's up, year 3000? Anyways, so higher and low life forms. So I guess that's the only like way you can justify it. You don't want to take advantage of animals, sure, but why take advantage of trees? What's the justification? Like I said, like I'm not trying to diss vegans or catch them in a gotcha. You know, I'm just talking poop out of my mouth, and like it's. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? I guess I'm doing a dungeon still. I blacked out there for a second. I think I was talking about like robots and vegans. If you do what you want, like I'm not mad at vegans for whatever reason. Some people get mad at vegans because vegans make other people feel bad about themselves or something. Potentially putting my hand up. Potentially. Not to say that just the mere existence of vegans means like, you know, they make you feel bad. Cause I've had vegan friends, and they're fine. They don't try to convert me, luckily, as if it's a religion. But do what you want. Do what you want. You want to eat just plants, and you don't want to wear leather and eat honey and use eggs and blah blah blah. Like, go for it. Like, whatever. I don't care. It probably seems like I do because I'm still talking about it, but I don't. But also, if you want to like eat meat and veal and like baby chicks or whatever, I also don't care. Because I do. I eat it too. I'm a meat eater. Oh, I'm sorry, vegans. Don't unsubscribe. Also, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Leave it and click that bell, baby. But yeah, I mean, come on, within reason, obviously, within reason. I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm accepting of every meat eater, like a cannibals. Yeah, do you. Although, now, okay, I'm putting my hand up again. You can't see it, but I'm waving my finger. So there's a. Okay, so. So cannibalism is almost the purest form of meat eating, right? If it's done, hey, my finger's up. If it's done correctly, okay, if it's done correctly. I'm not a criminal. I don't buy long pig off the dark web or nothing. Oh, jeez. But, like, some of the only creatures on Earth that can consent are human beings of legal age, right? And if a human being of legal age, otherwise known as an adult, I suppose, if a human adult consents to being eaten, then that's fine, right? That's like perfectly fine. It should be. It should be. I'm not trying to like pass legislation or anything on this, but like it doesn't make sense that it wouldn't be. Cannibalism is illegal, at least where I live, which is, if you couldn't guess, the USA. You probably could, based off of the stupid words I'm saying. Yeah, U.S. education. But, like, why is that bad? Why is that bad? Because if the whole point of veganism is that the animal cannot consent to being murdered and eaten, quote-unquote murdered and eaten, then if a human is consenting to that, what's the problem? Let them eat. That's the purest form of carnivoration. Is that a word? Yeah, sure. Carnivoration. You heard it here first, folks. But yeah, like, doesn't that make sense? Like, if some old guys, admittedly, there's probably not a lot of meat on this guy, but if some old guy came up, said to, like, a restaurant, a very particular restaurant that sold human meat, I guess, and he was like, hey, you can eat me, then what's the problem? If there are people willing to eat it and they're... Oh gosh, I need to stop. This is not a topic to continue on. but I don't understand! But I guess I'm just going to leave it there, because let me know what you think in the comments about it, because, you know, it's a philosophical issue, obviously. Jesus. Oh, man. Alright, someone needs to write a sci-fi short story about this, you know? I'm sure there probably are. Isn't that the plot of the lottery? Do they get eaten in the lottery, or is it just to get murdered or something? I haven't read the lottery, but if you know the story I'm talking about, then, you know, let me know. I don't think it's Isaac Asimov. No, actually, no, that's I read. Who wrote the Metamorphosis? I think it might be him. Kafka? Something like that. Yo, if Kafka's in the chat, Franz Kafka or Ferdinand Kafka, whatever your name is, if you're in the chat, let me know what that book's about. That short story. Okay, he's dead. But anyways, yeah, okay, so that's gonna do it probably for this episode. I'm not gonna do another dungeon after this. Just thought I'd do a quick one. Quick couple dungeons, get a level or two. Just a level, I guess. Ah, jeez. But yeah, just gonna ramble and make it look like I'm a carnivore. Not a carnivore, a cannibal. Arguing for cannibal rights. Because now people are going to put my YouTube logo on their signs and start picketing outside of Congress or something. They're like, we want to eat people. This guy said it best. If they consent, we eat them. I can't think of a good slogan. Meat is good if... No, I'm not even going to try, so, whatever. That's enough fuel for, the cancel culture. Don't cancel me, please. I just started. I haven't been here long enough to be canceled. That's not fair. It's not fair. All I did was talk... about vegans and cannibals. What have I done? Nothing.
We owe them everything.
When have I done it? Now!
Indeed.
Is that a good slogan? Alright, let's close this one out. Alright, sweet. Alright!
Tortured so many of us. That whoreson dog.
That's gonna do it for this episode of Pin Plays. Jeez. The last episode ever. That's gonna do it for this episode, though. Please leave a comment and subscribe. Guys, leave a comment. I need to know what you're thinking. If you don't like this, let me know you hate it so I can ignore you. And if you love it, tell me so I can be like, yes, I knew it. My business sense. Full circle. Last episode, full circle. This isn't the last episode. I'll be making more. I don't know when this is going to stop, but maybe when my heart breaks. Because nobody watches. Except for my one viewer. Looking at you, biologists. Yeah, let's go do it for this episode. Leave a like. Put down a comment down below. Subscribe if you like. And I'll see you later. Bye!